Good evening. I'm working on stuff anyways. Why not stream? All right. What I'm working on right now is the new transmutation spell. I'm in the process now of doing the particle effects. I have to migrate things off of a projectile-based transmutation to the new one. I have a laundry list of things to do. I gotta finish the foundry here. I think the cost is okay. But yeah, that's what I'm working on now. So let me get back to it. Just to show you now, when you cast transmutation, there's particles around whatever you're targeting, so you'll know what the target is. And when you release it, if it doesn't do if it doesn't do anything with transmutation, right, it just kind of has a particle effect now. If you cast something, right, and it actually triggers a transmutation effect, I'm messing with the colors now, but that's kind of like what it would look like. I'm thinking I like this a little bit more. So let's paste this in. How loud is this music? I'm trying the YouTube music player. Not sure if it's too loud. You know, just in case, I'm gonna bring the music down to like 50%. Just in case. Let's check this out. It's down. I think I like a white particle. Oh, I don't even know what kind of effect that was. Ugh. I'm gonna undo that. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna undo a bunch of this. I want my original numbers here. I think that may have been the original numbers. I put this back in. Goes down. Yeah, I like the burst of white. I think that's pretty good. So I need to make this spell kind of adaptable here. First things first, I'm not gonna have the particles that spawn in your hand when you're doing this. I think it just adds more particles. It's kind of cumbersome. It was a cool idea. I don't think it really does anything. I don't think anyone really cares about it. So let me get rid of that. We gotta go into... where is it? Particle system. Were you looking for hand burst, I believe is... Yeah, that's what I had it as. Alright, so this is the transmutation hand burst. We'll get rid of that. And we'll just see here. I think that's more clean. Because you're kind of looking around. Boom. Right. So that's that hand burst. I might as well get rid of it all, at least for transmutation. I'll probably end up removing it everywhere. Right, because yeah, this is the hand burst here. Maybe I'm gonna remove it from everything. Cut down on the amount of particles. I think there's probably a way to make it look better. I don't think we're there yet. You can tell I started to get lazy with the hand burst. And I'm like, oh, rainbow. White with rainbow. The device is getting lazy. Jesus Christ, how much of this did I have in my code? Control buff. We'll get rid of that. Oh, I see what I did. Yeah, so neutral casting earth. Yeah. Let's see what I did there. Picking it up. So we'll get rid of all of this, and then I'm gonna work on the different particle effects for the different types of transmutation. We'll make this feel a little better, then I'll revisit the wand and do some remodeling of the wand. Jesus Christ. You almost done? Can we almost be done, please? I think we are just about done. Because now we're getting into, like, the arcane stuff, right? Now, if I scroll a little further down... Yeah, we've kind of made it out of that, except for down here. Oh, so this is generate hand burst. So really, I want generate hand burst. Right, so we got burst type 1 and 2 and type 3. Yep. That should be everything. Now, we'll cast a couple spells. Here, where's my staff? Let's throw the resonator. I don't need it. We'll get the Archmage staff. Right, fireball. Good. No burst of your particles there. Nope, nothing there. I don't have enough mana for that spell. Where's my cheat block? I don't have one up here? God damn. You're right there. There we go. Yeah, see that? That looks good. So you still have like your particles around you. You still have that stuff, but try that one. Yeah, I like that a lot more. Excellent. All right, let's go back to transmutation. So I need 3 different types of this buff here, this spell, I should say. Let's go into the wand. I call it Tri-Spawn Spear particles, selected particles, and I should do here 1. I think I need to have separate things here, so let me get rid of some of this stuff. Let me clean it up. Because there's a lot of extra stuff. I've been playing around with this. Get rid of the commented out things. Reorganize some of the stuff here. Get rid of all of this. Whoops. Fingered that one. So I'm getting the block origin. Create my fresh copy. Normalize radius. It's the new velocity. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. We go. Alright, so this is the condensed version. We'll do a copy and paste. We'll do it 2 times. This is going to be the tier 3 version. This is going to be... You know what? This is just the spell selection. Let me undo what I did there. Let me not do a tier 1. Let me just put in red, green, and blue values. So we'll do int. Is it an int? Or is it a float that I gotta put in here? These are ints. Okay. Int, so I'll just do like R in int. There we go. What I will do here, copy. And paste that in here, and now I could just do R G B A, right? Do that. Make sure I pop that at 10, do a false. Go. I just shifted around. There we go. I'm like, I just lost it. Lost the method. And then in here, we can connect the dots, right? I can say, since I already have the RGB defined here, we can say R in B. So on the surface, this isn't going to do much, right? It's still going to be the same color, but now I could come up to the top, like right in here, and then I can say, we'll cut this out, right? Paste it in there. Now I could start looking for specific things, right? So I can say if this dot get selected spell for casting by the player right, dot equals, we'll get spell names dot transmutation 1 dot 2 string. Close that out. Right, so if the selected spell is transmutation, then we'll grab that, paste. Right, so if it's transmutation 1, 2, or 3, now I can just change the colors here, not have to worry about like extra methods or anything, right? Genius. That in here. Now I could save on code. I could create these as like private variables and then just assign it once, but I honestly don't care right now. I'm not even sure if I'm gonna save like any of this. It's just me kind of playing around trying to see if something fits. All right, so we're gonna have to save and quit. Build. Oh, your grill has completed the shutdown cycle. I guess I never saw that. I haven't really looked at my phone today. Hello, Crypt. Great, didn't catch the end of the stream this time. I don't know when the end is. It's going to be whenever I get tired. We could still have a couple hours. How you doing? Your name makes me want to work on necromancer stuff. Summon skeleton. Man, it's hot in this room. I got an AC up here. I keep forgetting. I probably should do it tonight. But I went to take the cover off, and a couple those black wasps came out. And I was like, "You motherfuckers, you bastards!" All right, so it looks like it's still good here. Right, bam, transmutation. All right, so that's still looking good. Now this should be green colored, right? So this is where I could come in and then start maybe playing with this. I hate the fact that this game uses HSV for like everything and its freaking default coloring. Like I don't know what it is. My mind cannot make sense of it. I simply cannot make sense of the coloring in this game. Yet here we are. I'm gonna have to do some trial and error as usual. So we're looking for two colors. We're looking for the color green and color purple, because that's what the two transmutations are. So you know what? I'm gonna give this a try. I'm gonna try and go to color hex. And let's say I want green. Want this green. Choose. Something to get me close. Get info. Right? They have something here. Like, what the frick is this? We're talking like in degrees. Like, what I need is an int. You know, I guess this doesn't make sense to me. Shit. Literal bullshit. Hate it. Alright, so we're talking about like maybe I could do like a hex to color utility. And then what are the hex things? Hex to RGB. Sure, so I could take my RGB and convert it to dead-end hex, which doesn't do anything, so I need to look for HSV, right? So it's like you got this stuff HSV to RGB, but a lot of the stuff you kind of need, like this is what we have here, right? Converts the values into respective HSV representation, all values in the range of 0 to 255. I don't think this is something that's even doable. So I'll do this, right? Do red, green, blue. Ew, wasp. Yeah, I hate wasp. It's one of my annoyances. It's like a fear for me as well. On doing like the cover of the pool, there were 6 wasp nests. 6. I had to battle each one of those freaking colonies. Like it was pissing me off. Let's make an int array. So can I do something like this, and then I can this, and then like you know what I mean? Like, is there a tool where I could use God-fearing RGB? It's something like this, or 2, right? That would have to be 2. Let's see. What you got? Nothing. Wait. Yeah, no, it should have changed, right? Should have changed. Let me send you the chart. Here you go. Unfortunately, you can't send links in here. Sorry, man. I had to play around with this when making the Rift Ward Tweaks mod. Mentioned story, HSVs. It is so weird. I'm glad I'm not the only one, because like I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm trying to make sense of this. I'm trying my best, but maybe my brain's just not big enough. Like I just don't know. I just don't know. It makes me cringe a little bit because somehow this is coming out blue. Oh, I guess it would make sense, right? It would make sense. It's blue. I guess I didn't see that. I just want the color green. That's all I want. Let's what are we thinking? Higher or low? High or low here? What if I do a 170? Like, this is what it's come down to. What if I do a cool 170? Let me get rid of this. This was a bad idea. I'm embarrassed. RGB. I hate this. I hate this color and stuff. No. Oh, wait. This is the wrong place to be doing it. This could have worked. Hold on. This could have worked. Totally wrong place. Copy. I gotta go further up here. To right here. I'll comment that out. I will do the 10. Make this false. Right, come on. Please let there just be something internal. Okay. Now I'm not sure. I mean, it looks a little more purple. So did I just stumble upon purple? So what if I do this to make green? Like, this should be parsing it out, doing the conversion, hopefully. Oh, fuck yes. Oh, thank God. Oh, I got it. Where can I send you Tyrone's VS light wheel chart? Ooh, you got one? Ooh. Can you Discord it to me? Write it old Vice. New pre-release out. Maybe something of note in the modding API updates. I'm not gonna burst that guy's bubble. There's jack crap in that update. Alright, so we got... I kind of want it to be a little more dark. A little more dark, right? So let's bump this down to like 100, right? Bump it down to 100. There we go. A little more vivid in the green. Beautiful. All right. Ugh. That's that. So I shouldn't get too upset here. This could work. This could be it. A little further down. Let me make sure. Lightning strikes twice here. All right. So transmutation 1. I want the burst of particles to also be green. There we go. That's what I'm looking for, right there. Oh, I killed my wand. Here, let's get a wand of each kind. Let me get rid of the staff. That, and that. I gotta do something with these wands. Right, so this is gonna be the... I guess it's blue. Oh, it's still triggered. Oh man, I gotta fix those other spells. Added you and sent the chart on your Discord. Sweet. Look at it right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. I didn't know there was a chart with it. I accept. None of a biscuit. What was that? wait. Don't that get... Oh! You could just... Oh, thank God, you could just hover over it. Oh, so I could just do this, right? Like, oh, 19. Oh, thank you. So I could have got purple. I mean, now that I found the color utility, right? Oh, I gotta bookmark this. Save it. Yes, save. Done. Oh, that's awesome. Like, lighter too? Ooh, cool. Very cool. I love you hover over it and it tells you the values. Yeah. That is awesome. Oh man, but now that I have this, do I just rely on regular RGB to get me where I need to go? Do I just rely on that? I don't know. I feel conflicted now. I kind of want to use the new, the new colors. But now I can stay in my RGB bubble. But we'll stay in the RGB bubble for now. It needs to be a little more vivid, doesn't it? A little more deeper in the blue color. Let's try like a... There we go, 230. Nice 230. Kind of looking at the icon there. I'm like, it's a little... Needs to be maybe a little more towards the teal, right? Unless I just change the icon color. Or maybe I could do that. I do like your RGB method. Thank you. Oh, wait, transmutation 2. Hold on. I forgot to mark this as a 0. That probably would help. Nope. That did not help. It's kind of... You know what? Let's bump this. Make it a 130, a 150, and a 230. Nah, I'm not feeling that either. Alright, what if I keep them the same? Maybe make it a little more bright? I don't like it. It's kind of washing it out now. Alright. We're going the opposite with it here. Too blue. Damn it. gotta get right in the center here. What if I did 100, didn't I? I feel like I'm just repeating a little bit now. You know what I could do now? Hold on. Let's go back to that color hex site. Right? So I'm kind of looking for something like that. Right? I want it to feel bright. Get info. Lay it on me. 0, 255. Oh, no red. Oh, that's the secret. That's the trick. Well, let's eliminate the red value here. I'll leave the random and see what that does. Let's bump this up to maybe 200. It's getting there. I think if I bump the green down to 150. That's the blue. What do you think? With the spell icon, that feels very blue. Right now the spell's all jacked up because I'm also doing the old transmutation. I wonder if I make it a little darker. We bump it down to a 130. Feel bad saying this, I don't notice a difference. I don't notice it. Maybe if I bump it up to like 170, maybe? I don't know, maybe that's good. Alright, so that means that I gotta copy this. I can always revisit this too. I got like so much to do for this rewrite. It's unreal. Almost. I'm liking it. Good. There we go. So you'll do that, and then You gotta ignore the orb that's coming out. That's gonna go. You know what? Let's fix that right now. Where are my spells? There we go. So there's Transmutation, Transmutation 2, Transmutation 3. I'm going to bump Transmutation out because I already have everything kind of disabled. That needs to be disabled. So we'll go with Transmutation 2. I gotta clean up these spells. Alright, Innate World Transmutation. I got the correct configs in. You can move while casting, so I can get rid of all this old stuff. Researchable by Spellforge false. Okay, so everything else is good there. On stop. Okay, so on stop, I'm still getting player. All this stuff is pretty much gonna go away. See what the difference is between casting this transmutation, this one. I don't think the animations are really doing anything. Yeah. So I got a custom throw animation here. I don't think I need that animation right here. And honestly, the animation should not exist in the spell. I'm super excited to update all my mods to 1.21 totally. I gotta say this, so far 1.21 is a dud for me. It's a dud. Killing me. But yeah, I'm kind of worried actually about the recent news here that's been coming out. You know, because it's like you know, 1.20 is kind of a clusterfuck a little bit, you know, like let's not mince words here. It tried to add a lot of stuff. It didn't deliver on everything it promised, right? We had like a trailer, like a full-blown release like style trailer for like a release candidate of the you know what I mean? Like how many times have we went back to release candidates? 1.21 is like fixing, you know, 1.20 stuff and adding the stuff that didn't make it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you already have all of this against you, and now all of a sudden it's like, oh, the hightail people, you know, we're bringing them in. I'm like, whoa. Let's slow your roll here. We didn't even see a freaking demo of this game, right? Like, we were being trickled information like 2 to 4 times a year. With like screenshots and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, hold on, let's wait. And then, what do you mean adventure mode? The hell is adventure mode? How about we fix the regular game mode so, like, you know, 20 people can play in a server with 10 mods and not have everything lag out to hell? You know what I mean? Like, let's fix that. Like, I get, yeah, you want magic and stuff, but you also let the modders deal with that stuff, you know? Like, do I just abandon magic here? Like, are you putting it in? Oops. Screenshot. So, like, I'm nervous. I'm nervous, right? Because normally, historically, if a game fails, right? And correct me if I'm wrong. If a game closes up, and you know, like, you got the publisher and you got the developers, right? It seems like in this case, with Hytale, Riot kind of cut them loose, and we have nothing to show for it. And from what I'm reading about it, they're like, yeah, it died due to feature creep. And I'm like, that doesn't seem like what a publisher, right, would do. You know, like, you blame the publisher when a game is released with missing features, buggy as heck. You know what I mean? Like, because they want their money, right? They want to recoup the money, so things get cut, right? When you start talking about how there was just too much that everyone was trying to add and everything, and I'm like, And I think to myself, what were you adding? The little trampoline block that you guys showed a year and a half ago? Like, look what this can do! I'm like, man, a 5-minute tutorial can do that in Minecraft. You know what I mean? Like, we got bouncing beds in here. Like, I'm nervous. You know, like, you know, let's think about, you know, let's think about bringing this talent in for, you know, stuff we haven't seen, right? And then it's like, it's like, there's so much stuff that we, you know, we had, and like the game was so good and it was addictive, and like, I don't know, man. Are you sure about that? I think this is too bright. I think the color needs to be toned down a little bit. So like, I'm honestly, like, with all this stuff here, like, I'm nervous. That's the bottom line. Old Vice is nervous. I add 50. Let me add it to this one. Make the whole thing like washed out a little more. 3. Maybe want it a little darker. Just a little darker. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in like the performance IMO is choking right now. Yeah, like it's great that, you know, we've changed, you know, from like a TCP to like a UDP kind of thing, but like there are times right now where like I'm trying to do stuff with the spells, and for instance, I'll just describe it briefly here, right? You go into the wand, you would think that seconds used would be the same client and server through and through. There are times when that deviates. When the client is, you know, a couple seconds, or, you know, not a couple seconds, but enough of a decimal point value away to where it's the difference between 0.4 seconds and not. You would think that this seconds used would be the same as this seconds used and this seconds used. But this seconds used only seems to trigger on the server and not the client, and this number will be different by a couple decimal points, enough to where when you're casting a spell, right? When you're casting a spell, you can go right towards the end. That was 0.3. I still had to go, but the server and the client saw different numbers there. Let's fix stuff like that. You know, like I have it right now to where you can throw items in to craft, right? Bam, I threw that in. It took the component. Now, there's something when you throw an item, there's a player tag that's supposed to be associated with it. That comes up as null. So I can't record any information about the person who just threw an item in here, even though it should be embedded in the item entity. You know, like that's why I'm like, can we fix things? Let's not talk about an adventure mode. You know, it's good to dream, but I dream of playing on a server. Or how about we iron out the, you know, the state of combat power, right? If I can sit here with no armor and, you know, like 6 flint spears and devastate like a bunch of enemies that are around me by throwing spears, you kind of messed up in combat, right? Like if there's 1 or 2 armor sets that's worth making and everything else no one in the community bothers to make, you may got a problem there, right? If you introduce a complex tier system for like attacking and stuff, you know, and every creature, last I checked, every creature mostly are like they're tier 2 when it comes to attack, except for the hyenas, which was tier 0 for whatever reason. But like the wolf bite and stuff is like tier 2, you know, like maybe let's look at that, because if I can look back at Minecraft and be like, you know what, it's simple, but it works. You know what I mean? Like slap some leather armor on, you know, The values just make sense. You know it sucks, but it's something. Like, there's no reason to make wood armor. Like, it doesn't like, mitigation's just weird in this game. So that's, you know, that's why I'm like, you know, you guys, adventure mode, you better fucking fix that. You better fix that. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. It needs to be working. I think that green is pretty good. Maybe I should tone it down. What do you think? Should I have it be that bright? Look like around a portal. I mean, it feels white, right? You know what I mean? It feels like white-ish a little bit. So, I don't know. Oh, you know, it has to do with the coloring, too. Yeah, see, from far away it's more green. Up close, it's gonna... I guess that's okay. They expanded the team too much and it caused content overreach and bullshit. Yeah, we're running a server with 100+ mods, but you need a minimum requirement of like 12 gigs RAM to play on the server. Yeah. Yeah, right? Like, let's fix that. How about this too? Let's get mod pack support. You know, I see some people trying to like package things up, right? To have like, you know, they're making a mod pack of people's mods. Well, the way you do that now is literally by copying, right, downloading like one of our mods and re-uploading it as part of a quote-unquote mod pack, right? Like, which isn't cool. Like, how about we get support for that stuff too? And maybe the, you know, the ModDB page. Like, I can't tell you how many times I'll look at, like, new mods, and I'm like, this isn't a mod. You know, like, oh, this is for Flippy Dippy's, you know, server. Flippy Dippy server add-ons. Only for the Flippy Dippy server. And it's like, why am I seeing this? It's like in the general mods thing. Hey, this adds, you know, Speckle Dwarf music from this one particular game I've never heard of, and it changes somehow, and it adds, you know what I mean? I'm like, that's a mod? Like, I guess technically it is, but can I, like, filter against this stuff? Like, maybe I should go looking for, you know, recipe patches and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I should look. I want real mods. Like, show me, you know, show me like the Twilight Forests and the Tinkerer's Construct and the Lycanites mobs, and show me those, right, as the primary mods. You know, there's definitely a lot of work to do. I don't think it's, you know, stretching things thin to come up with a game mode that no one asked for. That's my opinion. And you know what? I'm harsh on the game because I really like it. I see the potential in this game. It's fun to mod for, you know, like figuring stuff out, even if it doesn't work. You know, like I hope to one day play on a server with other people actually using this magic mod. One day, that's the goal. I'll get there. Why Combat Overhaul is so popular? Yeah, I have opinions on Combat Overhaul. if you've watched any of my streams or videos and people come up with Combat Overhaul, like the modder in me, I think what they did is really awesome, right? Like the new slots and the way everything looks and feels, and trying to apply their versions of like a fixed kind of balanced, more fun combat. I get it, but I also think it's kind of one of the worst mods also, because it's one of the first big mods that really divides our community, right? Because you either have to mod in mind for like working with Combat Overhaul, right? Because that's the two categories: mods that work with Combat Overhaul and the mods that don't. You know what I mean? Like there are other ways they could have gone about it to, like, how about preserve the old system? That way those of us who want to add armor and don't want to make like 10 different Combat Overhaul patches that kind of don't work really well, and that hijack what you are trying to add to your armor. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of crappy. Like it's hurting the community more than helping at this point. We're not that big to be able to have like a big divide in our modding community. You know, like we're not that big yet. We'll get there. We need to grow like another like 20 or so maybe huge mods, right? Like I'm talking big world generations, right? Like a Twilight Forest-esque, you know, Botania, Ars Magica, you know, Industrial Craft, Galactic Craft. We got a lot of mods that, you know, big time mods, right? That we could bring over. At that point, sure, you could bring in a mod that like divides the community, because at that point, you know, people got options. But man, combat overhaul. I got bits in my code where I'm like FCO. You know? Because like right when I did the release here, it's like, oh, people were like, oh, our mage armor doesn't work. And it's like, what do you mean it doesn't work? It works fine. They go, well, I'm using combat overhaul, and I'm like, what the hell is this? Combat overhaul? Oh, that mod that I tried in like 1.19 right at the very end, and it like spammed error messages, right? And like and was acting weird and like caused a bunch of lag. That combat overhaul? That's what we're using. Yeah. And then I had to like redesign my armor system, my armor attribute system, and how it applied to spells. The soulbound system, right? Because it just hijacked everything that, you know, everything that's meant to be armor. Like I'm like, oh Jesus Christ. Like I don't got a lot of time. I can't be, you know, making all these patches and stuff. Like, I can't do it. I won't. I'm an adult. No means no. Yeah, I really don't like how it's being done right now. It's a mess. Yeah, kind of is. Really want to use the dimension systems to allow multiple world support, like Multiverse's plugin for Minecraft. Yeah, I've asked about it. I've asked like Dilly and Tyrone in one of his raids or one of his streams. It ain't there yet. It's not a dimension system as in like a world actual dimension system. Because I've already said, like, if you guys can get me like a nether, you know, like a system where I can make a nether, I'm doing it. I have plenty of PTO. I will literally like order in pizza. I will grab a bunch of 2 liters of sodas and snacks, and I will live stream creating and figuring out this system, right? Until we can teleport into our own, you know, crazy mana deprived world. Like, but as I have been told, don't attempt it now. They're working on it, but it's not there in that capacity, and it's not going to work well, which bums me out a little bit. Yeah, I've tried hacking my way around, but it's just not possible yet. Yeah, I've tried to. And even it seems like looking at the code for what they have, it barely works in the system. You know, in this this whole devastation world system, right? Like it kind of works. World gen's not really gonna work though. You know what I mean? There's still a lot to be done with it. All right. It's looking pretty good. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We'll use those colors. And again, I'm critical on the game because I like the game a lot. And I'd like to see it succeed, because, right, like, you got a mod out there, you know, you put work into something, and you don't want to see it go belly up. You're like, oh well, this game failed, you know, all the hours, and you know that mod, yeah, that's. What did you do? I played this now dead game called Vintage Story. No, I've never heard of it. Yeah, I know. You know, like I don't want to be in that situation. I think I've heard of that. It's like the card game, right? No, it's not. But good try. Good try. I appreciate it. Oh, really? You just get away with something like this. Make some purple. It's hot in this room. I gotta slay those wasps. The thing's been annoying me too, like the mud dauber like wasp, because it's like coming, like it's not like attacking. It's just apparently the like this particular kind of wasp is like prevalent where I am, and I kind of like this. I think it needs to be a little brighter because it's kind of hard to see the particles there. Innovator, ban this, boom. Yeah, I think it needs to be just a little bit brighter. Let's bump this up to maybe... Insufficient mana? Where did I put that admin block? Here it is. None. I don't like it. Too much red. There's too much red. Bump that back. What if I just try and add a little more green to just inject, like, bring the overall average up? See, that's looking better. All right, so what if I bring it up to like a 70? And then for the red, I can bump that to like 150. Okay, that's it. That's it. It's bright enough. I can see it. That's the one. So we'll copy that, bring it back down. I probably should make these like private variables, but I don't do this professionally, and that's something for future Vice, right? That's a problem for future Vice right there. And I'll probably be on stream when I figure it out, and I'm like, that motherfucker. Why was I so lazy? What was I thinking? Thinking myself. Same here. I'm actually the person maintaining Ronin's mods, Simple HUD Clock. Oh, yeah. Simple HUD Clock's actually what made me redesign my effects list, because where I had my effects list on default was where the HUD Clock was, and you couldn't see my effects, so I ended up redesigning it. Yeah, Medieval Expansion? Cool. Step Up Advanced, Memory Leak Inspector, some other stuff. Keeping the community alive. I have a few mods released and some private. Yeah, I've been really into the Magic mod. Like I have a couple mods too, right? I have my Creatures mod, which my Creatures mod was just like for me. I loved Lycanites mobs. I'm thinking I was hoping to get back into it when we have like full support for like object files and animations, like entity animations for object files. So I could use like Blender or Maya or something to actually make, I want to make like kind of Doom-like kind of monsters. That's the best way to put it. Doom kind of esque monsters. And I also want to put wyverns in as well. So I'll show that. I got like a backlog of stuff. Sure, I rebuild this. There we go. Made the HUD clock movable recently, actually. Oh, nice. Yeah, I pretty much made I made a custom window, so because I also wanted you to have the ability to remove buffs on yourself. So it was like I had to really put some solid work in. No, I'm breaking my world. No, please stop. All my block entities are effed. Damn it. I do this way too often. Oh, that's okay. There we go, Mythic Legends. The thrills of working on different mods. Really love the look of your UIs. Oh, thank you. So this one adds wyverns. I want you to put a saddle on these bad boys and fly them around. But these will eventually be in the game. I want to make elemental versions of these. I made it to where if you hit them with enough damage, you can make them fall from the sky, right? Bring them to the ground. But yeah, there's a lot of versions. And then you got some weirdness. The AI tasks in this game really need to be like looked at, because there are times when like I have print statements running on everything and stuff just like misfires. It's really annoying. Yeah, so you'll see things like that where it gets stuck in like an animation trying to transition. The AI is like trash. It's garbage. I have a lot of things to like make them this smooth. I have a lot of stuff that like kind of intercepts the AI, like because I make my own AI tasks for this stuff, and I have stuff where it manually will try to like shut down a running animation. Like, see something like that transition was smooth. It's sometimes it just gets like gummed up. Oh, where are you going? But yeah, I hate the AI in this game. Yeah, I think I had mentioned it in like a stream or something, and it's I think I had mentioned I forgot where. It could have been my stream and someone like one of the VS guys were in like watching too, and I'm like, yeah, it would be nice to, you know, I'm hoping to see like, because in Minecraft, you know, for what we could say about it, each creature that you fight, right, they all feel different. You know what I mean? Like the archer, right, the skeleton, like it performs in a way to where like when you're further away, right, like it's easier to avoid, but then you get closer, right, and it shoots more rapidly. I feel like the arrow, like the projectiles in that game too, like it maybe easier to see, right? You could dodge, you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's more give and play than, you know, have a you know, a bow torn literally sniping the shit out of you and you can't see anything at all going on except that you're just taking like near instant damage. You know what I mean? Like, and all the other tasks are pretty much run to you and do melee, right? So I mentioned that in the stream and I'm like, yeah, I'd like to see, you know, like some type of like Enderman thing where like maybe if you look directly at them, they attack, or, you know, some kind of special abilities, right? Like the zombies are cool because like sure they're a little basic, but you turn around and then you turn back and you're unlucky and now instead of one there's three of them chasing you. They break down doors, you know? It's like, and the response I got was, well, this isn't the game for that, right? Like this isn't the things aren't set up that way. You can't really do that stuff. And I'm like, no, you can. Like I have a creatures mod where I gave all my creatures special abilities. Like the spiders have venomous bite and they throw web orbs. Like I have like the detonation, right? Because I made my own kind of creepers. You know, I no, you can. I have wraiths that can like go through walls. You know what I mean? Like the skeletons, right, that I made, like they'll do like a crushing blow, and you know, like who told you such lies? Yeah, like it was one of the VS guys. Like I forgot their name. It was a while ago. I'm like, no, you can do that. You can. I want, you know, it's like we got the shivers, right? And I'm like, oh, it runs to you and does like melee damage like the wolf and like every other thing. Cool. Just seeks you, does damage, and then sometimes runs. Like everything else. It looks different at least, right? It's not a drifter that can pinpoint snipe you with a rock. We got bow torns now. That's where your sniping is. transmutations. Man, it's getting late. Still not tired. Man. Kinda, I'm thinking, like, I got too many bugs. I want to do some night swimming. There are too many bugs around where I live. I gotta start getting some, like, beetle traps and stuff. I want to add more Lovecraftian mobs. Yeah, I kind of want that too. There was one, like the rust and rot creatures. I looked at that and I'm like, it's pretty cool. But, you know, again, right? Like, the creatures look cool, but it sees you from like 40 blocks away and starts running at you and like one-shots. You know what I mean? Like, it's... I like danger. Like, Lycanites mobs, right? Like, for Minecraft. That was like a staple mod for me. Like, if I were to make a mod pack, that mod had to be in there, right? I don't like, you know, like the other mods where it's like, oh, Tinkerer's Construct, right? I can make really strong weapons and stuff. Oh, there's Ender IO. There, you know, there's all these things that like increase my power, and I can one-hit like all the creatures in the base game, right? Give me a reason to pursue the better weapons, right? Give me a Chupacabra that's attacking me underground, or a Gru that's I'm too close to the void, right? So I have some void creatures kind of seeing me and starting to come at me. Let me have events, right? So where it's like arachnophobia, right? And all the spider types from all the different biomes are spawning around me briefly, right? Make it to where, like, if I mine something, an elemental comes out of the ore that I'm mining all pissed off, right? And I gotta take it down. Give me exciting gameplay, right? That's what I want. Give me a biomes mod. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for someone to be like, you know what? I'm making a biomes mod, right? And I think we have some kind of like biomes, but when I say biomes, I'm talking about like what extra large biomes gave, right? Where, you know, like right now in the game, like I don't really have a need to explore. I've seen the mountains. There's going to be more mountains just like this. You know what I mean? Like some chopped up hills. You know, a slight forest. You know, like in Minecraft, I feel like it's like, oh shit, this is the desert. Look at that, man. This is the tundra, right? Hey, look at that. This is a magic forest. Look at these mushrooms. This is crazy. There are new resources that I want. I need to get one of these trees, right? I need to do this. Look at this. Look at these. I'm bringing that mushroom home. Yeah, you walk into it and it's like a psychedelic trip. You know, like, oh, look at this. It's a glacier biome, right? Like, that's pretty cool. It's pretty high up. Like, you know, like a unique biome. Give me a reason to move from the house that I, you know, built to somewhere else, because like I want to be in a desert without traveling 20,000 blocks and destroying the multiplayer server, right? That I am on as well, and forcing them to now use like 13 gigs of RAM, you know, because I pulled a Magellan in a straight line. You know what I mean? I'm hoping we get there. Hoping. Okay, I gotta fix these spells here. That's what I was working on. I forgot. Let me start closing stuff out. Yeah, I feel you. Each biome is unique. Yeah. And some of those mods, too, like last I checked, it's like, oh, yeah, it adds like 65 different biomes. And I'm like, you know what? Even if like 10% of those biomes are worth its salt to be called a unique biome, that's winning, you know? Like between that and like the Nether, too. You know, because like it adds like generation there and it made that feel better. Like, you know, give me a reason to explore. Give me a reason to, like, want to put a magic mod on a server. Because I need the extra firepower because, you know, this version of the game's Nether is kicking my butt. You know? Like, you must be this tall to ride. Wait, where's my transmutation? Did I exit out? Ah, there it is. It was hiding. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? Alright, I'm gonna preserve the sound. I'm actually going to add it over here. After triggering, you know what? Not after. I'm gonna do it right in here. Let me start cleaning up this code a little bit. Oh, this was me trying to tap into the weather system. The weather system's weird. I created an item that allowed you to, not an item, a ritual. I created a ritual that would change the weather, but, like, it's not true, like, localized weather. It is and it isn't. Like, it depends on the world seed. It's really weird. So, like, I have to, like, do an override, which is, like, a global thing, so it would make it rain for everyone indefinitely. So I'm like, let's not deal with that right now. Not a good look. So I'm gonna take the player. I'm gonna get the final position based on the ray cast here. Let me, for the sake of using this number to have it mean something, I'm going to position this to just my range. I'm going to start condensing this down a little bit as well. So basically, this is all I need. Oh, that being said, I'm gonna basically do this and then hit a return. Right? So it doesn't run anything past this point. I'm gonna archive this right here, just to make sure I can fall back on something if I end up wanting to change this. Because I'm going from a projectile. The projectile-based system was weird, though. It was really hard to, like, nail that down. Probably should be good as well, and I think that trigger transmutation pulse and spawn particles probably should make these more global. Maybe move them to, like, the base spell and then inherit things and make, like, you know, just, like, tweak the method based on the inputs. But I could also do that in a cleanup update as well. I could just mark a to-do on it. Because I'd rather get something in people's hands so they can start casting the new spells, feeling the new system, you know, dealing with, like, all the stuff that I added. Well, at least the adventure mode will be only be worked on by those 4 new members of the VS team. So in hindsight, everyone else won't be distracted by it. Hopefully, you know. Though, I mean, a team of 4 people. You know, why not bring those people in to, like, make the base game better? That's what I don't understand. Like, you're stretching something pretty thin. Like, if you're trying to be like Minecraft, right? Well, their adventure mode, like, I don't know who's really played it, but it kind of sucks, you know? The first thing I think of is, like, oh, so this is like the Dungeons, you know, weird kind of spin-off where it's Minecraft by name, and, you know, I come on, man, get 30 people playing in a server without it having to be like a, you know, $60 a month bill. And then you can do whatever you want, right? Your homework's done. Go play. I don't know. I guess just a different, you know. I guess just different opinions. I hope it works out. I really do. You know, like it. I don't know. Just no one's asking for it. You know what we're asking for is to maybe not have it to where people can rush steel in a day of playing this game. You know, like how about that? Like I get so many complaints where people are like, your magic mod's so slow. You know, like, how is it that I could be on Steel and still only have tier 1 magic? And I'm like, because I want you to play for more than a couple days in a server. You know, like, because like it would be cool to like not have servers die after 2 weeks and you roll a new one. That's the reason. I want it to be like a slow burn, you know? That's the reason. ViesCraft can do it, and we're just as good as them. Not better. I'll drink the Kool-Aid. I do really like this game. I saw stuff like that. I'm like, oh, they're adding magic? Okay. Like, I do this all by myself, but... Can the game handle magic? Right? Like, I'm running into roadblock after roadblock with things, you know? Like, how about we do things like the particles? The particles do not spawn centered on their point. They are all, like, if you cut it in half, instead of having the particle, like, in the center of the grid, it starts at 0 and it just grows from there, right? So depending on the angle, the particles will always look like they're right leaning, even if you centered the point of their origin. How about we fix that in the particle system? Let's get animated textures, right? Like, I got a whole list of things. Let's give me a game mode that, no one asked for. I don't want to play on. I can't get excited about that. We'll see. We will see. Back to Doom. Let's say that's a really good purple. Alright, I need to fix this spell here. I really do need to go through. I have to fix transmutation to work with the new non-projectile way. Because now in here, I need to... copy this. Just kind of paste this in, come down here, pop in a return right here. I really doubt that I'm going to go back to a projectile-based transmutation. You never know. So now you're going to select whatever it is. Do I have any burnt-out torches? No. Right, so that's it. Completing, but not triggering any changes. But then you have something like this, right? So transmutation. Bam. So I got to change those inner particles, but it'll be similar to that. Add some sounds in there. This spell is done. I just got to make the wands look different. I literally made this wand in less than 5 minutes. Like, this is not the final wand. Less than... I mean, look at it. It looks like it's less than 5 minutes. I wonder if I should think about having transmutation affect entities too. I think it'd be kind of cool to like be able to do something like, trigger a change in an entity with transmutation. Hey. Oh, and I do need to make that AoE bigger, depending on, so transmutation does a little 3x3 area, right? So it's basically this. So when it's done, right, like it looks like it has encompassed that area. So I need to widen that effect. You know, actually, I need to shrink it a bit for tier 1. I think it would be in here. And another thing, I'm going to call it size. It's going to be... maybe? Wish we had the model engine from ViesCraft and enable the mod devs to create new server bases like Paper Minecraft. You know, I'm not familiar with that. ViesCraft, huh? Also make the GUI system cleaner. Yeah, that needs some cleaning. The game also needs to have issues properly disposing things. Yup. Between world loads. Hell, the game was spawning vanilla hostile entities underground with the game paused in single player until someone reported it happening using my MemLeak Inspector mod. Yeah. Yep. I got something for you. Hold on. Oh, I just disabled all the projectiles. Yeah, there are instances where, like, I mean, people come to me about things, right? Like, oh yeah, you know, like, this chunk's not loading. One of your gateways are in there, and I'm like, I don't know how to tell you this, but it sounds like the server you're on's running out of RAM. Right? If parts of the world are not loading at random, then it's not my mod, man. Like, do you have any errors? No. Yeah, well. You ain't got a crash report or anything spamming. What do you got? You know, and it seems like it's like, well, our server has up to 12 gigs, and it's like, oh, up to? Let me tell you about that service provider. You ain't getting 12 gigs right off the bat. They will try to intercept when they see your server starting to need more, and they will allocate up to 12 gigs to your server. You don't have 12 dedicated gigs, and if the game bloats more than that service provider can react to the increase in resources to then allocate you 12 gigs, you're gonna have problems. Right? That's why that server was cheaper. That's the reason why. Bro, yeah, I know all too well. Yeah. It's good actually talking with someone else who experiences these problems too. Because a lot of the time it's like, there's a memory leak, man, in your mod, and I'm like, that's not my mod that's doing that. I like, it's like a game sound that's like failing for some reason. I don't know, man. It's just because you happen to put my mod on, and now after a couple sessions, you got that, you know, that issue that's spamming with your sounds. Like, I'm not adding any sound. Not me. It looks like footsteps are messing up. Like every time someone's walking, it's spamming your console. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Fate is cruel. All right, what did I just add? Something about size, right? Technically, it wouldn't be size, right? It would be radius. And I'm just going to put 0.5 F in here. Let's rename size to radius. Listen to me with my fancy terminology. And in here, okay, so if it's that, I can just do let's do like radius in. I think that's all we need. So that, and then, okay, so I guess I have two radiuses, right? I have the inner one, 0.75, which I want to keep. I want to keep that one. So I'll keep that at 0.75F, and then this one will be radius in. There we go. So for this one, so this is the big one. Instead of 1.5, I'm going to do 1.25F. Go back here, references, and then for here, it's going to be 7.5. I believe, let's go back to here. I want this bottom one. Let's create a float radius equals. I'll do 0. Whoops. Totally messing stuff up. I'll do 1.25F as a default. I'm gonna bring this up to here. And I'm just gonna piggyback it in. Three. So the radius, I think that would be 2, then that should be 3. And then let's insert radius. All right, game's gonna be very mad with what I just did, so we're gonna slowly back away. I'm gonna shut it down, rebuild. You know, one thing that I was blamed for a lot was the spawn rate of the Bowtorn. People were like, man, as soon as I installed your magic mod, there's like 40 Bowtorn outside. And I'm like, uh-huh. You lowered your temporal stability, huh? Yeah? Got a little low? The base game having that problem. It's just you got to see it with my mod because I force you to lower your temporal stability to like meditate, get mana, and unlock magic. Yeah. 40 Bowtorns. They need to... There we go. You see that? They need to get on that. It sounds like they need to fix it. I think I should have this in waves, right? What? Yeah. This into here. Technically, I won't need this variable. And this is going to be like 1.25F. This will be 2.25F. This will be 3.35, right? Oh, 3 point, yeah, there we go. And then what I could do is something like this. That way it looks like there are rings, right? There are rings of energy. So let's see what this one looks like. So 3 spaces. See, that looks perfect for transmutation. It looks like it's in a 3x3 area. That makes sense, right? Bam. And then transmutation effects would hit. Then this one, it's bump it out one more, so we could do like that. That was pretty good. Let's cast it again, though. We hit it from a side. Okay, you know what? Actually, the particles were right here. So I think that's pretty good. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty good. And then let's do the big ones. So that's going to be this, and this is going to be the range. That one not so good. You know what? Wait a minute. I think it actually did it. Hold on. Yeah, because it's right there on the edge. I think maybe I could bump this up a little bit here. I'm gonna try something. It may be too much. Maybe. We'll see. Let's see here. Oh, come on. That looked pretty good. So if you're inside of it, that feels magic. That's it. That's the one. Entity spawning definitely needs to be better. Yeah, it does. I had brought that up like back in like 1.18. I was trying to make it to where creatures would spawn within a certain time of year, within a certain temperature range. And I was getting like the spawning was all messed up, and I brought it to Tyron. And I let him look at my code, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it looks like that should work." I'm like, "But I'm telling you, it doesn't." You know, like it does not work, sir. So yeah, I don't know. It definitely needs to be looked at, though. I was thinking the other day that animals should have age and die after random age ranges, and temperature should also take an effect. Yeah, how about that too, right? Because outside, you know, every creature being outside gets frostbitten. It has like layers of ice. That's weird. You see a wolf and it's just like frozen solid. It's like an ice sculpture, but it's still running after you. The rabbits and everything else. I'm like, that's not what happens in nature. Like, you know, they don't walk around with like, you know what I mean? Like plastered, encased in ice up to their eyes and everything. Should be a configurable amount of entity types within a chunk to limit the amount of entities in a chunk. Yeah, there should be. I agree. That does look great. Very magic. Nice particles. Thank you. Yeah, this is... I'm excited about this. Wheat. Alright, so let's do more with transmutation. What I need to do is, and this may be an off-stream kind of thing, but basically this pulse right here, I'm gonna have to go through to migrate all of the code over. And I have to add to this as well. So not only do I have to convert everything it used to do, like the Rift Bloom harvesting and everything, but I need to add the new system to actually charge, like your Rift Weavers and stuff, and your foundries now. So the way this works here, I'm gonna take that out, take that tablet out. You know what we're gonna do? What was that thing for the molds? In-game, like, mold storage block. Type in there. Know what I mean, right? Crap, I have one down here. I found it. There it is. This. Vertical rack. I knew I'd get it. Me? Okay, I got a cast transmutation on this. Oh, and the other thing, too, is the leafy branches, you'll be able to cast transmutation directly on them. Oh, come on, that's cool. All right. I like it. Vertical rack. Yeah. So let me place a vertical rack down here. Of course. Oh, it requires a solid side surface. I did not know that. All right, good enough. There. Is that solid? Hey, there we go. Not really. All right, we'll just get a block. I've learned my lesson. Here, I'm gonna put that torch there so I can admin pick it up. There. Get rid of that. So did I make these rackable? I did not. All right, so I'm going to make it to where you can put your tablets in these racks. Because I don't want to create my own rack. Move this over. Let's go to Vintage Story, Assets, Survival, Block Types. Where the heck would the vertical rack even be? You know what? I don't need the vertical rack because I just need to go into Play, Mold, and look at the tool mold. And let's look at the attributes. Where are the attributes? Here we go. Command force, blah blah blah. Attributes by type. That's weird. I don't think that's really being called, right? It does one or the other. Weird. So tool mode. Ups that. So that's here we go. No. It would have been on mold rack transform. Mold rackable. That's what I'm looking for. Now let's go into my tablet. Man, it is so hot in this game room I'm in. Holy crap. Ooh. Boiling here. I might as well just copy and paste it in the Enchanted Stone version as well. Here we go. All right, boom. Mr. Brook, hey! Did not know that either. What the hell? What you doing, Aster? So I should be able to place these in. I can. It looks small and weak. It's tiny! Really that big? How big does it look here? We gotta compare sizes. Yeah. That looks out of place, doesn't it? Oh man, do I have to make one? Oh. Really don't want to make one. You know what? Let me see if I don't put it on its side. What if it just stays right upright? They're floating a bit too. Yeah, they are. Just got done playing Repo with friends. I kind of want to play that. Like I used to play Phasmophobia, and then what was that other one? Oh god, the one where it's like you were in the van. Not well, that's Phasmophobia too, but it's like the ghost could like rip the door off of your like little RV. You know what I mean? Like Ghost Hunters Incorporated or something. You had to like cleanse the ghost. Straight up disappeared. It's gone. Talking about ghost stuff and it just disappeared. I did want to try out Repo. Just it's a combination of things. I don't have I would rather be like doing stuff like this in a lot of my free time. And I don't really have a lot of RL friends that actually play games these days. So it's kind of a double whammy. Why? One of these do it. Oh wait, that's tool rack. Hold on. Vertical rack. Oh, there it is. Let's set back at 0. It's not that. Gotta be this. Nope. I don't want it on its side. I kind of have to, huh? There we go. Set it up right. Ugh. Man, it's putting there. Maybe I could like scale it a little bigger. See, we'll see what this looks like. Hold on. Close and apply. Hold on. Oh, I can't really do that. It's too wide, right? It goes from this to like that. Can't do that. All right, we'll bump the scale back down to 100. Oh, right to where it's starting to go in. There we go. There you go, guys. there you go. God damn, I might as well make these just like shelvable. I'm thinking about like, well, how can you display these? How about a bookshelf? Maybe I should just make these things like placeable in a bookshelf. Although it's gonna be hard to see because they don't have a spine, right? Look at that. Yeah, I'm ashamed of what I just did. I brought that into this world. I have no excuse. I don't think bookshelf is really gonna work. The leaves. Apparently I made it placeable. Because at least in this, right, you'll get, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can't really do that here. I hate this. I hate how this looks. This sucks. Translate Y or Z. Set it to lower part of the rack. Perfect. A bookshelf if you want to add spines to all the tablets. No. I don't want to. It looks like it would be like meant for it, but although in like the rack here, you don't really rely on seeing like the molds right in between. You look at the top display, right? And it is thinner. What if I kind of, right? So you could kind of see it a little bit, but it would, yeah. Ooh, I don't know. You know what? Let's do it. Let's test. Mold rack. It failed. We tried, but it sucked. I already made a shelvable, scroll rackable. Let's get rid of the scroll rackable. All right, book shelvable. I think it's where's my grimoire? There. We use this as a template. Is it just shelvable? Can I already put these in? Shelvable. Nope. Can't put it in. Alright. I thought it was like book shelvable. A bookshelf, if you want to add spines, rotate a little so it leans against the slope of the rack. Yeah, people would be looking at the UI tooltip most likely. Yeah, this is probably just for storage. But I think putting in a bookshelf, I mean, it would fit. fit. That or just like a regular shelf. So I could put the Rift Bloom here. Get my Rift Bloom tablet back out. .tf edit. Let's look at the shelf. Oh, there it is. Zero it all out, and then I can just bring the whole thing up. Something like that. This scale, I could bump it up to like 7.5. Would this be better than a bookshelf? You just have like a regular shelf next to it. I'll play with it a little longer here, right? So let's go back into this. What if I were to just slant it? Just enough. Right, I can pull everything down so it's not against the wall there. Oh, and you could fit 8, right? You could fit 8. Just you won't be able to fill a library in them. It would fit. You'd have more slots than a rack. Yeah. Well, are you talking about sticking with a shelf? Or are you talking about making these things bookcaseable? Right, because those are really thought there was something called like bookcase. Oh, bookshelfable. Right, there we go. There we go. Reload. Wait, did I save and fireball? There we go. Okay, no los dos. I don't know, man. It's midnight here. I'm going to be so tired tomorrow. It's a good thing I don't work. God, I have that day off. Oh man, I just messed. I didn't save any of that. Oh well. Goddamn reloads. Bookshelfable, I think, is nicer if there are lots of tablets. Although, why not both bookshelf and shelf? Yeah, I mean, I could do both. Get my tablet back here. There we go. TF edit. Find where this thing went. Make it really big. Oh, jeez. I'm starting to get tired. Display case placed on ground, on shelf. Is it on shelf? See it. Oh, there it is. Whew, found it, everyone. All right. Perfect. Not immersion breaking at all. Oh wait, that's for that. That's not for the bookshelf. I don't know, scroll rack? What are we doing here? Why don't I see book? Is it called something else? Am I... Is that... Oh, display case? Is it display case? So I'll make the on-shelf small. But where was that? Display case, right? So if I take this out, hold on, throw that over the edge. So if I take this out, crap. Oh, oh, oh! There's nothing else here. Take it. Is it that? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Say this may not be working well. Oh, there! Hey, that was it right there. Okay, that's that one. Oh, God Almighty! Let's just do a quick reload. Quick reload. I really hope that things aren't as dumb as I think they are here. I'm hoping. It'd be rough. There it is, right back there. So let's pull up tablet again. Drift Bloom. Is it the display case? It is not display case. Not that. Definitely not this. He's gonna go through everyone. No. Oh, shelf. On shelf. That kind of sucks. So basically that means that I have to pick either the shelf or the bookshelf. Right? Well, I can't have both. That's why not both, yeah. We're living it. We're living why not both right now. So, I mean, I guess bookshelf. This is the kind of shit they need to fix. Give me adventure mode. Give me bookshelves with like independent that are independent from the shelf. Give me that. I'll Santa to bring that for me. I've been good. Let's see. We'll see what it's like. So I can leave that at 90. Leave that at 0. Leave that at like 1. Oh, is it too tall? No. Maybe 2 GD tall. Oh, maybe. I think I lucked out. Alright. Go back into edit mode here. Something like that. Like that. Make it like a 75. I don't think having it like at an angle so you can see it, I don't think that's gonna help. Unfortunately. I can't see from this angle. Oh man, this needs to get out of my way. Out of my way! Alright, so something like that. Bump it out one. Means I gotta bump this up. Like that, so it's not glitching there. I think that may do it. Close and apply. Would it be on its side? What the hell are they on the same attribute? Same reason why it's called a mold rack, but the registry name's a vertical rack. I can tell you how many times I try to look up assets and I find something like that. It's called like something totally different that makes no sense. It just pisses me off because it took me like 10 minutes to find it. The amount of typos there are too, yeah. That's what they need to be hiring people for. I really hope it all works out, right? I hope that I'm being very pessimistic and everything's gonna, in 1 year, right? This will be unrecognizable. Hope so. Jesus Christ, I hope so. Alright, so what do we got? You know what? I'm not even gonna attempt to do this here. I'm just gonna do this here. Paste. Copy. There we go. Oh, that's all I need to do. Now I can get rid of this. Boop. Fireball! Alright, reload. Really hope so, yeah. In a good way. In a good way. We don't need the bad kind of unrecognizable. Yeah, we'll find out, right? That's not what it looked like. Right? That's not what it looked like. Simplest damn thing. The simplest thing. This is great. Love it. Alright. God damn it. Pissing me off now. Alright, just give me one of these. I'm gonna keep admin spawning these in. This game, man. This game. Let's go back down to one. Oh, God. Crap. Set. Where anything was. Tired. Grumpy. You know what? It's gonna sit on its side now. It's gonna sit on its damn side. There we go. Perfect. Let's scooch this up a little. Not too far. There we go. Hold on, close and apply because I gotta like select this now. Yeah. Ah, what are we thinking? That looks good. Maybe in between those two. Yeah, it needs to be scooched over just a little bit. Let's do like a 3, 5. There we go. Copy. See if it does it right this time. Looks better. That. Let's see. Plots and bookshelf, perfect. Fireball it and move on. Fireball the chamber and let the gods sort it out. Oh, jeez. It's fitting that a Banjo-Kazooie song is playing. There we go, you can store these now. I feel so bitter. So bitter about this. You can kind of see. You can kind of see. So bitter. so grumpy right now. Oh. There, we'll get 4 more. Oh, I didn't even need 4 more. I just needed 2 more. To break this, get this out of my way. Looks good, right? It looks even. You can store things. Pops out a little bit. No, it doesn't. Look at that. That's perfect. Oh, made in heaven. Now that also means that need to get rid of the shelvable because bookshelvable shares same GD thing. Unreal. Unreal. This is great. Great. I gotta put this in the fridge. I gotta remember I have a live wire I haven't opened right there. Alright, so let's take this out. Oh, can't put it back. Good. Connection severed. There we go. Put all your tablets in here now. Alright, alright. Let's change this. I wanna... So charge cost, so let me think. Store charge is up at the top. Maybe I should go into synthesis. So I should tell you the status is synthesizing, right? Synthesis. Or I should do mode synthesis, probably. Oh, I think that sounds better. Mode, idle, mode synthesis. Let's pull up this. Oh, there we go. We'll set a status. I'm going to try out mode. Maybe it'll just sound better. Status. Alright, let's pull up. I know I have it open somewhere. Here it is. Alright, let's do lock info. So I'm going to take the charge out. Put it right under here. There we go. This is the color that I wanted. There it is. Put that right there. I'm just going to type it out. I'm not going to be lazy. Let's just kind of see what it looks like now, right? So, oh yeah, I gotta move that bar up, but store charge looks good. Looks good. Yeah, this cut, please, right? Put it right up there. Oh, wait, right there. There we go. So at the top, let's say status. Well, let's do reload language file. There we go. Mode synthesis. Throw items into the portal. You got the store charge. I think I could put the charge cost right underneath that. That way it's kind of in the same section. And then recipe and the ingredients will be next, right? So in here, I would want to put this in, which means I get rid of one of those. I'll put that in there. I gotta convert this. So it does that. Copy, paste. This will be a comma. And then I can encapsulate the whole thing. Lang dot get. Oops. Go. There. Let me spell this right. There we go. There we go. So we got the mode synthesis, and then I tell you throw ingredients into the portal. We got the stored charge. I should probably say stored total charge, right? Or total stored charge, and then the charge cost, right? So we'll do totals charge, and then the recipe cost, right? The recipe charge cost. That still works. And then we got the recipe, the next ingredient. If you hold down shift, it'll tell you the ingredient list. And depending on what slot you're looking at, let's get some mage candles. I think that's the only upgrade I made so far, right? So you can put that in. Excellent. All right, so that made it a little more compact. I like it. I think it looks good. You apply different values to rotation and scale under shelvable. Then in the code for bookshelvable, do they then display differently? It didn't look like it. I mean, I'm not sure about, like, rotation. Probably the same. I mean, if it's... Or it could be different, but it's just taking in the same... I think the problem most likely is just that it's reusing the JSON attribute it's looking for. I mean, it's not worth, you know, going into it to test it, right? Like, we got stuff on the shelf. It's obviously, you know, overlapping. Leave it as is, right? Just the in-game adjustment tool that connects the two. Nope. It's not. Because that tool, it's just a JSON attribute, right? Like, it's the fact that, you know, for the bookshelf and the regular shelf, right? Those blocks are taking in, looking for the same tag, which is just shelvable, right? On shelf transform is what they're taking in. Really, this one should be on bookshelf transform. It would be a simple fix, but that's not the hill I'm dying on. I want animated textures and server client synchronization. I want little things. I want the little things. Instead, I got pixel crickets. Pixel entity crickets I could make. Gosh darn it. What you monster! Throw that away too. Bam. Get some more lighting going on. There. Bam. I want to change these too. I want to add particles to the bottom. If they are like in like top mode, I want you to be able to place these on. I think I made it to where you can't place them on ceilings. But I think there's a problem with their stability I gotta look into. Alright, so you can make all 5 tablets. You cannot make this yet. I'll make a clayform recipe for it. You'll fire it up, and then you will maybe cast transmutation on it? Right? You would cast transmutation on the whole thing. Oh, I gotta change the color of the internal explosion out. Kinda geared for this, huh? Pew. Outperformance heavier particles? It seems like they're not super performance heavy. And if they are, I don't notice. I try not to have particles exist for too long. I mean, I put in things like this to like debug and test. Kind of going around in circles there. I just know that like I got some OCD. Particles annoy the hell out of me because they are not centered when they spawn at that point they're supposed to be at. The worst. Okay, so let me break this down. I'll do this. I'm going to put some tablets in. Something like that, so I get the gist of it. Alright, so you're going to create your wand. I still need to add particles to that, but the core system's working. You'll clayform this, use the wand to transmute, right, to turn this into the actual thaumic foundry. You'll be able to nap your stones, right, flint, to get the flint tablets, to get you started, to get the rest of your infrastructure. Then you will create your magic chalk. You will then use your magic chalk to do the Ritual of World Essence to get this guy, your obelisk. And then you will clayform this, which is going to be the Arclight Furnace. Using the resonator, you'll be able to connect them together. This will burn the neutral essence for, that's all you'll have, so you can make neutral mana torches. And the essence ash as well. And then at this point, you'll have a minor setup, and you'll be able to make enchanted stone here. Right? And then you'll be in the second half, being able to do things to make your spells. Right? So then you'll clayform your spell forge, which will take maybe 25 mana to do. And then these two may be like 30 mana. But you'll get that. The new tablets, let me see here. Bring up the list. So you'll be able to make mage candles, which will expand what you can make with rituals. Arcanus, which you will need for the staff, eventually. Spell scroll, which you'll need for the spell forge. The blank grimoire will be a key component in synthesis. Magical repair kit, so you can start repairing your crap. The scroll of binding, the enchanted chalix. Let's take a look at other items in the mod. What else we got here? Abyssium. I don't know what the fate of that is yet. Same with Zeganite. That may be gone. I'm not sure. Temporal magic chalk. When should you be able to make temporal magic chalk? No. I don't know how I can give this to you. We'll put it on the hotbar for now. Alright, so I got the repair kit right there. Transmog stones. Should you be able to craft these? I kind of like the fact that you have to like find them. I think they're a little too prolific in their drop rate. Scroll of Binding, I have that down. I already got the Resonator in there. Cursed Ambrosia. You'll be able to just... That will be one of the few grid recipe crafts. I haven't played with particles yet. Yeah, I was having issues drawing simple highlight cubes in the right spot. Definitely draws weirdly. Yeah. Yeah, it draws... stuff. Great new. Right, so you got your do this, right? You think that would be the center and it would draw it like that? Nope. It starts from the center and goes out like this, right? So there's your particle. Like, and the bigger you make your particles, the more it looks like it's wrong. Like, that's how particles are drawn in this game. Terrible. My OCD just screams at it. Alright, so Runic Scroll. I got it right there. I should probably... Here, Tier 2. Okay, and Tier 3. Alright, so I kind of have that already. Alright, so let's start down here again. So I got the Resonator. I need the Temporal Resonator as well. Maybe I'll give that as a Tier 2. The Temporal Resonator, I might as well put the Temporal Chalk here. Temporal Magic Chalk. Byssium, I don't know what that's going to be like. I don't need to worry about that. Now, the Lacrimas. Should, when you open the portal to Alpham, throw your normal magic chalk. Twix the portals. How are you gonna make the Lacrimas? It would be... It's a pretty solid candidate, because they're so good. It's a solid candidate for, like, rituals. You know, making it, like, through a ritual. Because you're not really mass-producing these. Although, it's not really that they're a block, right? It's an item. Hey? Because it would make sense, because, like, I think it's too powerful. You can't have it in Tier 1. It's gotta be at Tier 2 kind of thing. Okay, let's add it to the list. There we go. Bam. Compression, Lacrimas are super compressed essence. Need a pressure chamber. Nope. Nope. I'm going to stop you right there. Nope. I'm not making a damn pressure chamber for a single item. Nope. Good idea, though. It's not a bad idea. It's just that's a lot of effort. I'm thinking more like the systems I already have, right? This would be a prime candidate for a ritual. A ritual where maybe you need like 4 obelisks, you know, and particular torches set up in a certain pattern, and it condenses those obelisks plus the torch itself into like a lacrima of whatever that torch type would be. Because this holds 50,000 essence. That is a lot. A lot. Obelisks instead of torches in the ritual? Maybe. But I gotta think about, is this going to be a tablet that you place down and then you throw whatever the items are into it? Right? Like, is it gonna be crafted through this? Which maybe it should be, right? Like, I'm a little tired right now, so my mind's not working at full capacity right now. Could be good, could be bad. You never know. Let's scroll down a little bit. Trying to find this one symbol. Damn it. I'm trying to be lazy. It's in here somewhere. In here somewhere. Oh, I know, Grimoire. One of these places I have it's the little circle, right? Instead of doing a dash, could just get the little circle. Yeah, that right there. That right there. Then down here for recipe. Where is it? There we go. If I could place this in here. Oops. Me being tired. This would be the list. You gotta localize, like, all of this. Let's see here. Right? Have the little dot there. I think that looks better than the dash. Okay, so that's good. Should I do mode synthesis up top in blue? Probably. Probably should. Where is it? Put something in for idle and something in for synthesis. That way all the important information is kind of highlighted. Reload. There we go. And if I were to take this out, put it back to idle, there it is. Insert a tablet to begin synthesis. You know, I kind of want to put, Hey, let me find this. Hold on. I think I know what I want to put in here. Here, no. Right down here. Maybe it's not called summon. Maybe it's called, summon item, right? There it is. Proto Wand. Hold on a sec, it's right here. Yes, scrolls through 4,786 lines ago. It's in here somewhere. I know I've seen it. I put it in there myself. I could vouch for it. I swear. It's like the person that like rummages through their pockets looking for the spare change, right? I swear it was on me. You believe me, right? Boundary portal, missing tablet. Move tablet, boundary portal. So, what are these states here? Insert a tablet to begin synthesis. I think I have these localized, right? Insert a tablet to begin synthesis. Vice, you beast. It's you, huh? Past Vice, good job. You know what? Tomorrow, I'm gonna buy you cheddar and sour cream chips and stuff to make dip. That's what I'm gonna buy you. Maybe a couple cheeseburgers? I don't know. Oh, wait, I'm using it for the synthesis slot tabs. See, I wanted to, like, make that bottom, like, pop out. What about a, oh, let me think about this. I'm using another color. Here, right, status off. Okay, so let's look for... Oh, Vice, you lazy bastard, you. Are you serious, bro? Come on, man. Not an essence generator. Can't believe how lazy I was. Oh. This is the color that I want. Right there. Oh, all right. Let's go back into insert. Here. Paste and paste. Let's see what this looks like. Maybe it'll be annoying. You know what? That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I feel like it's unique enough, like it pops enough. If I put something in, right, throw ingredients in, synthesis, kind of all the important things are highlighted. If I hold down sneak, I could see the whole thing. The synthesis slot, upgrade slots. Okay. Anything to throw in? Wait. All right, let's keep going through these items here. So, Runic Scroll 2, right, would have to go in here. Scroll 2. Tier 3 would obviously get Runic Scroll 3. Adding all of the pockets for smokes the day they decided to be cool and roll packs in their sleeve. Yeah, that's it. But nailed it. The Sigil of Transcendence, right? Sigil of Transcendence, and then tier 1, I have to give you the Sigil of Awakening, right? How else are you gonna tier up? The Inert Essence Core, that's gotta be a tier 2 thing. Inert Essence Core. Oh, you know what? Probably not the Inert Essence Core. I probably should... I think it's gonna have to be like the specific attunement core, not an essence core. It's gotta be attunement core for, I'll just put in like all types. That way you can specialize in a magic school. That means this gets retired. I think this will get retired, although you know what? I'm gonna put a question mark with it. 3 question marks altogether. There we go. All right, what else you got? Let's see. You're gonna have just these regular ash. I don't think I want to do like a neutral light and dark ash. I think that's too on the nose. I think like a mystic ash, a prismatic ash, and the umbral ash, I think are gonna be what I rename these two. Again, right, trying to lean into the whole fact that this is a magic month. So let's do neutral. My music stopped. That probably should be an indicator of like, hey, Vice, go to bed. Excuse me, sir. What are you still doing up? spelling this wrong? Oh, there it is. I'm like, am I spelling this wrong? So this could be like Mystic Ash. This will be Prismatic Ash, and this will be Umbral Ash. Genius! Alright. Enchanted Stone, Crystallized Memory, that's still going to be a drop. The Arcanus. So it's going to work a little differently. You will be able to create Chimerite. I'll say this is the was Primal Arcanus. Question marks, right? Ash, well, you can easily shelve it for later integration when you have need of essence stuff again. Ash gives me PTSD from running Vexstall as a paladin for a self-invis clicky. Sounds cool though, right? PTSD aside. Sounds so cool. I still gotta add Bloodstone and Moonstone in. Oh, Aldrathium. What should I do with Aldrathium? Maybe it should be tier 3? Put it down here for now. Aldrathium's kind of like losing its place in this mod. Same thing with Zeganite. Like that one just doesn't make sense the way the new stuff like laid out. Good old Lucklin HP levels. Good old EverQuest. Really wish there was an EverQuest 3. Well, what's the vulgar way of saying it? Like wish in one hand, shit in the other, and see what fills faster. That's kind of how I feel. It's like, it would be nice, but you know. So you don't need to make any of these. You can already make this. Ooh, lantern. Lantern. I'll do Aldrathium. Question. This is going to be made in the crafting grid along with all of this stuff. Oh, the Chalix. Gonna put like tier 3 Chalix. This one would be tier 2 Chalix. Maybe one day we will have another great game like EverQuest. That would be nice. One day. It'd be a WoW killer. Byssium Torch Holder. Oh yeah, so I have my torch holders. Torch holder may be like a tier 2 kind of thing. Torch holders. I make like the ropes and the chains be, or is that going too far? You know, I don't want to lock it just in the magic. I'm going to ignore those for now. All the blocks you'll be able to create. I already got recipes for those. I already got a recipe for, well, I don't, but it's slated to go in. Oh, wait, no, that one's not going to have a tablet recipe, right? Because all magic stations, yeah, they're going to, that works different. Okay, so that's everything in there. And what about equipment, right? We have the focus of enshrouding there. Magician's Brick, which is the best thing in the game. The Rift Stabilizer is going away. I'm going to create a new spell called Obsession that is in the wands, and you'll be able to scroll and change your spell for like the tier 2 and 3 versions. These are temporary items. Okay, so these are all the staves. That's with the Transmog Stone. Armor. I gotta think of a way to handle armor. This is an opportunity to make armor something more than just something I crafted, you know what I mean, in the grid, and now I got it forever, even if I don't keep it repaired, like it'll never disappear if it fully breaks. So maybe there's got to be some kind of like rite of passage or something. Oh God, Asterbrook, get that's it. You're in timeout. Timeout. I don't want you to create any of these. Bag of holding. Do I have that? Yep. Mage weave bag. Ooh, ooh, man. Those. You know I'm a troll. Yeah. I don't think I want you to get any of these. I want you to get. I don't want you to make these. I want you to find these. You know, I could maybe throw you a bone and maybe make it to where like the max mana one, the only kind you can make. Nah, no, I don't like that. Spells, yeah, ciphers, okay. Oh, the ciphers, right? You would have to, you would have to create. Shoot, um, these ciphers may end up changing with the new spell update because you get the runic scroll, put it into the arclight furnace. It will absorb the essence to convert it to like a light cipher or aether or prismatic cipher, whichever. Then don't think you'll be able to specialize into just like alteration. Maybe not. I gotta figure that out. But everything else is fine. And then special. So that accounts for all the items. So flint makes sense. Enchanted stone for this stuff makes sense. Wonder if I should have 2 levels of challenge instead of 3. I don't see a lot of people in tier 1 getting enough Riftbloom seeds to be able to, make barrels and stuff. I kind of feel like that's more of a tier 2 kind of thing. I can just do like tier 1, tier 2. Maybe it unlocks at tier 2 and you get a better one at tier 3 because that's when you're probably hurting more for magic. Well, that is where we are at. I think that's a healthy amount. Oh shoot. Um Damn thing out of my hand. Right over the edge. So you'll be able to make netherite and astrolith. But I only need one kind of stone for the tablets. Could Eldrathium be introduced at tier 2 so you can make Eldrathium tablets for this stuff? And then the other stuff, maybe it's just a type of stone that you can't nap with? Unless I can divide this evenly. Although the runic scroll, right? Whichever the runic scroll falls on, that one's going to be the more valuable one. If I take, although if I give you Eldrathium at tier 2, what's to stop you from making like an Eldrathium inert lantern and just like skipping? Unless I move the lantern to tier 2. I want it to stay tier 3 though. Tier 1 Chalix, not lead line. Got that going for you. Drink water for Ooh. Drink water for 1 food value. Serves nothing for mana. Why don't I just like not include it then if it's gonna be that bad? You know, work goes into making this stuff, right? you think it just like falls out of a tree? Yeah, totally, man. Just have it do this useless thing. Come on, dude. You can do it. Trolling myself too, yeah. Just totally like pick it up and move it across the room and then place it back down. Do a push up and then bring it back. Totally. It'll make that Pepsi in the your fridge at home taste better. Drink 10 servings, you're overly hydrated. Slow down 5% for 2.5 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, you could do that. So we give my friend a chalice and be like, you can get food from it slowly. The whole point of the chalice, right, is the fact that you got, you got a source of like the mana, right? That's the mana potion. I actually want to redo the chalice. I hate how they look. I've envisioned like a potion bottle, and I failed. That's where I am with that. Hmm. No, I feel like maybe Eldrathium really does need to be down here. Eldrathium probably should be a tier 3 kind of resource. I'm thinking. But what are you gonna nap things with, right? Because you got 2 stones. Unless that's where Zeganite comes in. Zeganite could be like the combination of the 2 stones. I don't know. This one's gonna take some thought. Tier 2 is kind of bumpy still. Tier 1 looks good. So Primordial Fragment, I'm not gonna allow you to do that. Eldrathium Bits, no. And armor. All right, I got to think of an armor like system, a way for you to get armor that's gonna feel magic. Now I could just make a tablet, right, and be like, "Yep, synthesis. Here you go. Throw in all this stuff, and you get your piece of armor." And it may end up being that. Do better. There's probably a better solution. Whatever gets the question treatment goes in tier 4. Because there will be a tier 4, but that's where stuff on hold goes because troll. And someone looks at the code, right? And they're like, oh, nice. Dude's making tier 4 over here. He needs to be focusing on tier 3. This guy. Tier 4 confirmed. We used to have a tier 4. If you look through my code, you'll still see bits and like remnants of it. I was young back then. I was so young. Let me start closing some stuff out. Need that. We need transmutation. And I need the success rate of transmutation right here. I spawn particles. I gotta migrate all this over little by little. Oh, this is just to fix it. Okay. Let's give this a try. So now transmutation should affect rift blooms, mature rift blooms. I don't think I could plant these on stone. Nope. The Oh, that one's reacting to a rift. There must be a rift nearby. Is there one underground? Oh wait, these are the unstable. I wanted the full mature ones. There we go. Regular rift bloom. God fearing rift bloom. Oops. Good enough. Oop, there goes. All right. This is gonna be this one. What happens if I go further back? Oh, it still does it. You gotta look at that. And then this, of course. Oh, and I gotta change that because that one should be a little more wide reaching. Yeah, see, this one should be 2 by 2 by 2, 2, 2, and 2. This should be, or you know what? An opportunity here. The reason why regular transmutation was 3 by 3 was because it was really hard to get the closest block that you are like colliding with the projectile. Really hard to like get that block in that block position of what you're like colliding with. So I had to make it 3 by 3 to account for you getting it like close so it wasn't too annoying to deal with. I don't have to do that anymore. So I think what's going to happen now is we will come over to here. This will be zeroed out. So it's just going to be one block. Then transmutation 2 will be the 3 by 3 area. The transmutation 3 will be the 5 by 5 area. Oh, Vice. I boots you. There we go. Which does mean in the beginning, right? You used to be able to tap this and then get all of it with regular transmutation. So not only is it only 2 seconds to cast and it costs like 2 mana, but this tier 1 version will only affect the center, which means I have to readjust the orb of influence here. Now that's too wide. Let's go back into the GD wand. And let's do Wait, this is running the particles on stop. I think these are the special colors. I feel like that one's too. Like if I just made this 0, that'd be too small, right? Come on, that looked pretty damn cool. All right. All right. You know what? Win. Which means this comes down to here. All right, tier 2. Pretty good. Yeah, I like that. All right. So let's fix up tier 3 now. Music stopped so long ago. Souls player confirmed. I've actually never played Dark Souls. I've tried. I tried to play Dark Souls. It just didn't work out well. The controls felt really weird to me. Same with Elden Ring. I tried Elden Ring and it's like, I don't know. Felt weird. I'd say that's pretty good. This should be because it's starting to lose the spherical aspect of it. Okay, that was a lot better right there. I think if we jump this up, I think that's gonna do it. Put this back down. Okay, that is it. It looks like it creates a dome and then it dissipates. Beautiful. Beautifully done. All right. Well, that's the transmutation spell. It's pretty cool. I really like this. Hopefully other people like it too. Now make all those particles fall to the ground like fireworks sparks. Nah. They don't collide with terrain. Oh, it look kind of weird, I think. Yeah, I did it for stuff like that, right? So you could see because if it collides with terrain, you would have some sparks coming out of like the sides, but you wouldn't have any like shooting up, right? Like this. Like how it explodes out, you wouldn't have any of that. And then to have it fall down, I don't know. I don't know if I want to apply gravity on it. Um, I don't know. Well, I'll try it. Fuck it. Why not? Can't knock it till I try it, right? There you go. Gravity. Let's do like a 0.5 and then 0.25. Let's give it a try. It did look like it did nothing, huh? The effect. Let me put that back. And we will go into here. I'll say P dot gravity effect. equals 1 dot 0f. Oh wait, it's gonna want the native, right? Yeah, the nat float. Copy, please. Set this to be point. Oh, why not? All right, now let's try this. No, gravity just doesn't seem to be working. You know what it could be? It could be the fact that the velocity, it's kind of like an accelerating kind of velocity. Maybe the gravity would have to be something really severe to counter it. Nope. It's not that. Hey Manaway, good morning from DK. Donkey Kong. That's the first thing I think of with DK. Donkey Kong. Here. Oh wait a minute. Is this what I think it is? Hold on. Try spawn particles. Okay, yeah, this has 7 references. Yeah. Here's all the other stuff. This would be on completion. DK short for Denmark. You know, I was going to say Denmark, but Donkey Kong won. Hey, look at that. I relit that torch. Cool. All right, this will do. This will do nicely. Um, yeah, I don't think gravity's gonna help here. Scroll down. I want to undo. Oh, okay. I closed it out. Oh, I had it out anyway. All right. Well, that is transmutation. The spell. We do have to make the wands all look unique, and I want the wood and the bone variants to look different as well. Let's see. FYI, Wave Ice is tired. Plugging away at it like a champ. Yeah, I am. I am pretty tired. It's Oh my god, it's like 1:15. I'm gonna be slugging it so hardcore tomorrow. Oh god. I'm gonna be just like, duh. Alright, so I can make all of these tablets here. So that's gonna encapsulate tier 1. Oh man, I hate doing it. I need to make clay form recipes. Yeah, I gotta make some clay form recipes. Yep, good. Making sure it's putting out the right block. What if you use ebony wood for a wand? Would it be a black wand? Maybe. Are you talking about like? No, you can't use ebony wood right now. You could just use a stick. That's the extent of what you could do. A stick or a bone or a beam. I was hoping there'd be like an ebony like log instead of a plank. You hold one plank in your hand, and then you can make an ebony wand. And if you let the wood determine traits, would it also affect durability? Uh, I mean that's kind of subjective, right? Like what you're at that point, the higher durability wood's gonna be, you know what I mean? Like pine's gonna lose, I don't know. And then it's gotta scale with the bone. The idea is the regular wand, um brain farts now. The regular wand can be either a stick, right, out of a stick or out of a bone. If you have access to bones, you'll want to use those because you'll get more durability. An ebony ore, convert it to a staff to take. Oh, it's damn, that's expensive to then whittle it down into a wand, right? That's expensive. Ebony support beam. I don't know. Can you make those? Possibly, but I oh yeah you could. Yeah, three of them. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I should do that. Although the wand is a vital, it's going to be like your main crafting tool. You know what I mean? Do I really want to make all these variants of wands? Especially since people will probably use the bone wand anyways. Because, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But how would you even rate the wood, right? Like, what wood and ebony, what would that be higher? Like, what's the Q here? What woods are going to be garbage? What woods are going to be like, yeah, okay, medium, and what woods are going to be like, this is rare, and and then how does that correlate to bone? Right, bone should probably come in as like middle, right? Maybe slightly lower middle. On us fashionable mages. I mean, I could get behind like holding a support beam and injecting mana into that. Ebony's a hardwood, a lot harder than bone. Well, yeah, yeah. I won't knock you for it, but you're also not bashing this into anything, right? You're casting a spell. So you're not mining it like a pickaxe. That being said, really, it's about rarity, right? Like how obviously pine is a garbage. Let's make a little list here. Because I don't mind putting it in. I just got to make sure that it makes sense. I envision maybe a couple of the woods will be like better than bone for durability, but unless it should just be like a visual flex, right? Because you have like what, birch, which is probably garbage. Pine is garbage. Ebony's probably going to be higher up. Oh, there's the crimson one, right? The crimson maple. I mean, should they have different stats, or should it just be a visual thing? I mean, I kind of feel like if it's just a visual thing, it'd be easier. Purple Heart is magical. Comes with a -2% to not consume durability when used. Nope. Nope. I don't care how magical it is. It's not a bad idea. Having like an effect like that, but at the same time, when I do that, right? Like I would like most things to be like. Now I don't care if like pine. No, because pine is like everywhere, literally freaking everywhere. Pine, oak, and uh maybe birch, right? Those are, I see those are like as trash things, but at the same time, if you like, you know, the color of pine, right? Or you like wood, right? Because the pine would look kind of stained. Let's look at I mean, if you look at like the support beams, you know, I mean, K-pop looks like oak pretty much, like pine there. Birch and oak look really similar too. You know, like I don't mind putting in a, you know, just like the, you know, you make the support beam and make a wand, but you know, if you're gonna pitch an idea, right, about like, hey, there, you know, this has more durability and this one does this and this one, you gotta account for all the versions of wood. You give me a list that kind of makes sense, I'll put it in. You know, I'll do the programming. I can't think of it right now, and I'm thinking of like everything else. You know what I mean? That I gotta still put in this mod. But it would be kind of cool to have like, yeah, an acacia wand, then a bone wand, and you know, I feel like bone wand, like the bone should be average. Like if you had the gambit of like all the woods, bone would be you start at the middle and then maybe bump it back just a little bit, right? To where bone could be like better than pine, let's say. But it's not, bone's not going to be like the best. Oh, you know what I'm talking about? See, see what I'm putting down? You picking it up? I mean, tossing in different stats would be a strong flex. Visual would be a regular flex. You can rate them on how fast they grow. Well, it also depends on where you're planting them, so you can't really rate that. And with magic, all bets are off. I have the growth spell. So if you want to expend enough mana, you could make your dreams come true. And that's the thing, right? Like, yeah, it would be, yeah, sure, stats would be a strong flex, but you know what's an even stronger flex? Having old Vice get some help on you know, on what would be a balanced approach, right? And what kind of stats would you put on? You know what I mean? Like that's always the missing pieces to the good ideas. Like I'll put in the time to program it in. I just see that I don't have the benefit of actually playing this game in like a real state. I'm always in like a mode like this, you know, like I've never done the Resonance archives or anything. You know, so it's like I look at him like I know Pine. Like it would be a fair assumption. Here, let's try and put something in now. I'm mistyping so much. So much. Right? So somewhere in the middle here would be bone, right? So what do we got? Some of them grow hella slow. Exactly. I was just thinking it would be a cool flex to make wood varieties just for visual sake. That's my issue as well. I never get time to play. I'm just developing. Yeah, right. It's same here. And I'm making the mod, right, to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna play in a server with people. It's gonna be so much fun. Hooray! I don't think that day is coming. All right, guys. Purple heart. Purple heart. Should that be with ebony? Oh, I thought there was like a crimson too. Walnut too. I don't know. Like I said, I'll put it in, and I can at least make some of these have like the better woods. could have higher durability. Crimson King Maple may not have special wood, just leaves. Yeah, I don't think it does. And thick tier 0, softwood tier 1, bone tier 2, hardwood tier 3. Um, well, it would be wouldn't exactly be like I'm not sure how you're going to be getting like the tier 2 and 3 stuff. It's created through meditation creation. And like I can't go by softwood versus hardwood because that would assume that vintage story, and without looking at it I have no idea if it's true, but it would go by vintage story actually respecting that kind of thing for rarity as well. Yeah, for the crimson maple. Yeah, I think just the leaves are. Oh, yeah, so I would need it like spelled out, right? Like, yeah, these three woods should be like these are easy to get, these are not easy, these are hard. And then I'll throw bone in the middle because right now it's like you got a stick and you got bone. That's it. That's it for the wands. Oh, my eyes. All right, my brain's probably not thinking too well right now here. My suggestion would be to make one wand and a list of attributes and traits. Then the community can make a wand expansion, be able to add modded wood as well. Because if you made one in, what's the traits they can apply? Um, I've yet to see anyone make custom armor for the mod, and I have mapped out like a whole trait system. I'm not gonna put forth more effort until I see at least one mod making custom mage armor with the attribute system, right? I put an awful lot of faith that others in the community care, to use that stuff, right? An awful lot of faith. It's a good suggestion, right? Like it's probably something that could be done, but I also have other things that I need to get fixed for the rewrite. That's not really a rewrite thing, and it's going to take a lot of effort, right? A lot of JSON finagling and parsing. And what are you really going to need the wand? Like what are these attributes that you would be putting on a wand? Just drop something. Hold on. Right? Like what are the because remember your wand is not your staff, right? Like your staff casts spells, right? I got all these spells I can like flip and choose from, and I can shoot fireballs, or you know what I mean? Like I can do like lightning touch. There are things that I can do here, right? This is versatile. This is not. This is a simple. I cast transmutation to change things. You know what I mean? Like it's so. What like attribute add-ons could I even add to a wand that makes sense, right? Because the tier 1 wand is only going to have transmutation 1. It's your flat tire wand, nothing special, you know. It's just one little block, right? Like I want to turn that torch back on. There it goes. The tier 2 wand, it's going to have transmutation 2, and then it's going to have the spell Abscission 1, which is going to be, it's basically cleansing light. Um, but it's going to be embedded in the wand, so everyone's going to have access to it to be able to shut down rifts, right? And then the tier 3 wand is going to have transmutation 3, which of course is going to be the best harvest, biggest area. Abscission 2, which is going to be again something better that could shut down multiple rifts around you. And then whatever the tier 3 innate spell that I give you. It could be something like Life Tap, I don't know, it could be Summon Golem, I don't know. Right? But that's it. You're not really meant to apply stats. And also you got to consider this. Armor, you put it on once and then you keep it on. A weapon, a main hand weapon, stats don't make a lot of sense because what if I go to this staff, right? What if I go off of the staff onto this, right? Like each time I would have to have a listener to where each time you change, right? You change like your main hand item, I would have to do an interception check to say, oh, is this a wand? Yep. Okay. Is this kind of wand, or does it have this kind of attribute? Yep. Okay. Let me temporarily, put it on, send the packet right from the client to the server. That way, the server propagates the change, and then would show everyone else, right, and propagate the change to them, right? So you're talking about network packets, and what happens if someone's like doing that, right? Are they suddenly sending a bunch of packets to the server and like slowing and lagging everyone down because a lot of data is being passed? Also, you could upgrade, and get like 10% haste on a spell that costs 2 seconds, to cast. Right? It's like, oh, it's down to 1.95 seconds now, or 1.8 seconds now. Is it worth doing that? Packet, 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 packet. Suggestion would be to make one wand. Oh wait, I read that already. Yeah, I would have to fix wood types for staves as well. Yeah, and I don't mind doing that because if I have a list for the wands, then I can get a list for the staves, right? Now, what that probably means is some of the colors of the staff, right? Like, I don't know what that looks like, like where it's like, oh, it's a, purple heart staff. I don't know what that looks like with my current transmog system, because I have the part where you can color the shaft, and it's actually the main part of this whole thing. It's like the shaft is what takes the color from the transmog stone. How is that going to work on like purple heart? I want a red, I want an orange purple heart staff. It'll only be purple heart by name. I want the pink necromancer staff. I love the necromancer staff. I have so many favorite staves. To go. The Reapers. I still gotta do another pass on these two. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you guys want to send me something on Discord, just a simple list. You don't even have to tell me what the durability is, right? Just like, yeah, you know what? Pine is the very bottom of the list, right? And birch is above it, and oak is above that, right? And then you got this and this and this. You don't even have to include the bone. I'll squeeze it in. Just like, hey, I play the game. These are the rare ones. These are the hard to cultivate ones. Ebony, right? Like I don't even know if that's true. You get me a list, I will add it to the wands, and then I can start brainstorming about making it into these staves, seeing what that would look like. I think it would make more sense to have it be wand only and not staves, but I could be wrong. I'm really tired right now. My eyes are burning. So, that being said, let's see if there's anyone even on to raid. Let us see here. Look at more like, oh, hold on. I'm missing some chat here. Fix wood types. Yep. Since you were saying you do the coding, I figured it would save you the. I figured it would save you the trouble of assigning textures and localization. The small things that someone who doesn't understand code can do. What was that about? Oh, the wand? Are you talking about the wand in the list of attributes? Man, that was a little while ago. But no, that the thing is, like, if you're gonna go through, setting up a whole system to like parse out JSON attributes to like then apply in hand an active stat swap, you can gain yourself to be able to create your own JSON file and then type in whatever the you know what I mean, type in whatever the attribute would be and then walk away. Like that's the least of you already built the car, right? Just put the key in the ignition and you're good to go. Wait, we should work on a thread for attributes that could be applied to wands and staves. Uh I'll save you the help right now, Aster. Don't bother. Don't bother. Because there's no good way, the nature of a hotbar here, there's no good way to like apply stats to you that doesn't send a network packet synchronization. And some dick could literally have a row of wands and just go like that and slow down a server. Can't do that. Can't do that. There are probably ways that I could counter it. But again, the wand, first of all, you shouldn't even think about stats for the wand. Transmutation it's going to be a 2-second spell that costs very little mana, right? Like what are you doing? Or a spell that closes a rift, and that's also going to be cheap. Like don't worry about it. The staff, on the other hand, I guess thinking about it, I wouldn't be too against the staff having something special if I were to do a system like that. Mainly because I wouldn't mind conjurers making staffs that are good at like an evocation staff, right? So when you cast a spell through evocation, on an evocation staff, it's going to be better. You know what I mean? Like it's going to enhance it. Like I don't mind specialty ones like that. Didn't mean the player. I meant on creation of the wand. But I don't care what kind of attributes the item can have. Or I don't know. I don't know what kind of attributes the item can have. Yeah, that's the other part, right? Not every sardine is meant to swim. Some of the ideas that come out are batshit crazy. It's like that's a mod in itself right there. I don't want to spend the next month figuring out that to open a book. Can I offer you a nice spell in these trying times? You like crazy. I don't. I don't like extra work. I got so many systems in here. Like yeah, you gotta pick one. That's all. You gotta pick one. Yeah, I'm not your boss. Yeah, my boss is a real slave driver. This guy. The past or future vice, I guess, is my boss. Guy's a dick sometimes. Complaining about the work that I do in the moment. This mod documented. It has a guidebook with achievements. But yeah, I'd say it's pretty well documented, right? With links into the guidebook as well, so you can see like, oh, a sigil. Here are all the sigils, So yeah, it is documented. The next update too. Let's go back to here. This is probably going to be changing with the update I'm working on now. This is probably going to be changing. Possibly. Maybe I probably could leave a lot of this the same. No, I probably would end up changing it. And going towards an approach where you need to unlock an achievement to be able to like make some of the other stuff. Kind of get that Thaumcraft feel of research in. But it's on the list of things to do. I also have a bunch of spells to put in too, and the new spell school revamp, um, the new spell revamp in general. This is almost done though. At least to get this in other people's hands. For the Foundry, I just have more tablets to create. That's just kind of busy work. In an hour, I could probably have all the tablets, all the recipes and everything completely registered in and ready to go. I need to finish like the upgrade system. That way, when you put the stuff down in here, it increases the stored charge, so you can make the more powerful things. It's just like little things like that, right? Like this is pretty much done, but I need to make the model for the arc light furnace, and I need to make that block still. And then I'd have to go in the resonator, right? Because now I need a profile for the new arc light furnace connecting to, the obelisk, the devouring void, or the celestial prism. It's always there's always more stuff to do, but this new update, man, it's gonna be solid. I think people are really gonna like this. Future Vice problem, he's already mad at you for that. Yeah, Future Vice, guy's a dick. As handsome as he is. Oh, that's something I gotta fix right now before I forget again. I will forget again. Hold on. Final position. Where is it? Trigger pulse. Okay, ray cast here. Ray trace, that's what I meant to say, not ray cast. Okay, in wand. Aha. Let's open this up here. See, instead of 60 F, I want it to be, I want to get this spell's range. Oh, God almighty. This is going to be, wow. Caps lock. Rust bound magic dot. Full spell dictionary. And then I can say this dot, get selected spell for spell casting. This is going to be this dot spell to cast. Go back into here, and then range, right? Pick out the range. Oh, this isn't spell to cast. This would be player. And then I get the tier, and then I get the spell to cast from the player. Was there anything else where I'm doing this? Up player range. It was just that. There we go. So now the particle effect should only be in the area, right, that you could cast transmutation. And although, yeah, I guess that would make sense. I could have it like in the sky. Right? That way, if you're like down here, right, and there's like a tree, yeah, see, you could go through those leaves, but bam, you could hit them now. Remember, the orb used to go like through. Now you'll be able to just hit with transmutation. Same thing with this. Oh, come on, man. That was cool. That was really cool. I love it. Done. All done. Quote Austin Powers, I've gone cross-eyed. I remember that. I remember the first time I watched Austin Powers. It was actually my grandparents that brought it up. Like, My grandma was talking to my mom about how funny Austin Powers was. I was a little kid too, and like I thought it was funny too. But I'm like, well, thinking back, I'm like, my grandma was pretty cool. Like, pretty cool. It wasn't like the classic, like, oh, they like Murder She Wrote or MacGyver or some weird old show that no one else seems to watch anymore. Slow clap. What are you slow clapping for, man? You don't like transmutation? You don't like it? I do want to try something. I want to see. It does. So I'm getting the exact block position. So that's very accurate then. Oh, dude, that's cool. Good job, Past Vice. I normally don't compliment you because you're lazy, but you know what? Credit where credit is due. Yep. See, if it just kept going, it would have hit that and it would not have snagged it. Yeah. All right. Now I just need the wands to not look like crap, and we're good to go. Oh, these wands. All right. Let me at least put tiers 1, 2, and 3. There we go. Wait, should I move it down to like here? It doesn't matter. Yeah, I can still see. It's pretty good. All right, so I gotta make them at least look different between the tiers. Yeah, that's cool targeting system. Yeah, right. You cast transmutation so many times. It needs to be faster. It needs to be needs to have less impact on your staff, and you know what I mean. Like there was a lot that needed to happen with that. I think it's becoming like one of my favorite spells, though. This, if I break that, here's the tablet. We get a small crystal, right? Put that in. So if I break the portal, see, it's not taking everything out anymore. Let's look at. Oh shoot! I remember disabling that. I don't know why though. Find out. Portal. Leave it's in here. This right here on removed. Okay, and then this drop inventory contents, drop tablet. Uh, yes, that should be true. There we go. So now if I break that, there we go. So it should eject everything. You could only admin break this specialty block above here, but if you have stuff in and you accidentally break it, it will drop everything out for you. Same thing if you have a block here, right? Space above must be empty, right? And if you try and put something in, it doesn't try and overwrite a block. You would have to like break that block, and then the portal will open up, and now synthesis is active. I'm trying to like break everything in every way that I can. That way, when I give the people, like the alpha version to like play and have fun, like a lot of this stuff is like accounted for. All right, fix that, throw that. Hmm. Another wand here, a bone wand. Why not? It would be kind of cool to be able to be cool to have transmutation affect creatures and like entities. Instead of just blocks. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. I also like the idea of maybe the mage candle, for it to be used, you have to like light it, and then it can start to be used, because it's more of like a resource, a reagent. Hmm, I don't know. Quote syndrome. That's pretty cool, huh? Do not be verbatim. I got it. I got it. I got the gist of it. To be fair, if adding wood types for staves, you should probs replace the colors and do away with the color transmog. Yeah, that's the thing. Or have the color transmog affect the bindings, carvings, and crystal. Yeah, it could be that. Either way, that's going to be a pretty big rework, right? Got to like remap like a lot of stuff. But again, I would probably, honestly, it sounds like a good idea, and I would be definitely willing to do it. I just need a list of the woods. Give me a list of the woods in order. Of like the crappiest, easiest to get, right? Should be the weakest to the best, and I do it. Pine has to be the first thing at the very bottom of the list. It's got to be pine. Every world I've ever been in, it's like pines everywhere. It's like the throwaway wood. If I gotta make a chest or something, right, it's gonna be made out of pine. I'll save the good wood. Terrible, hurt, petulant pine. I got it would be cool to get some more ideas on like ways transmutation could affect other blocks. It's like, okay, well, what if I do it on this wood? What does it do? What about this boulder? What would transmutation do? Breaks any boulder into flint. You get the flint equivalent. That'd be pretty OP. Maybe you get like two flint out of the boulder. Although it's not a renewable resource, right? Just like in the places where you could get it, you get a lot of it. List of vanilla wood and make sure modded woods also work. Um, that one would be a little harder with modded woods. I would need a list of like the modded woods to support. And again, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know about the modded ones. That one would be like manual support. It all starts with a list. All right, I'm just kind of like playing and having fun now. I shouldn't be having fun with stuff like this, because people like me tend to use modded wood. Yeah, again, I'd have to, it would be a manual thing. There's not an easy way of being like, well, if it's this wood, right, kind of parse it through here and blah blah blah. Or how about my community? My community comes together and makes a mod to expand the wood, for whatever the mod is, right? To be able to make a new kind of wand. I think the wildcraft trees, mostly wildcraft. I don't think other mods add trees. You never know. There could be a little mod out there that adds trees. You never know. Either way, though, it would still be manual. All right. You know what I kind of want to do? Thinking about it, I feel like it's missing something each time I do this. So what I'm gonna do? Hmm, Proto wand. E. Yeah, here we let's grab this into here. I'm gonna just try this out on regular transmutation. Let's see if I can keep the because there's a circle around it. There, you know what I mean, and just kind of like force its hand a little bit. Where it kind of maybe creates a crystal, like a particle sphere. See, at least it seems like it pulses a little bit. I'm thinking maybe I need to add another variable in here and have it to where it affects the size a little bit. Maybe it could be like a bigger size on the outside. That they have the clip showing how to make a wand. We can copy and paste code blocks and modify texture references. And I don't think anyone's going to be doing that. You give people too much credit, man. I thought, you know what? I thought people would do that too. I'm like, when I was making the attribute system, I'm like, this is so great. Everyone always talks about how they wish they could wear other armor, other in game armor and still get the protection and all the mana bonuses and everything. And I literally make a way to where you could add a couple lines of JSON in and patch any armor from any mod to be mage armor, and not a single mod. It's been months. Not a single mod has come out for that. So yeah, fool me once. I'm just gonna close this out. It's not really doing what I envisioned it would. I think I got to make like a new method or something. Um, what do you use/do for keeping organized and not getting lost with developing a mod with a lot of content? Is it as simple as using Notepad? Yeah, I mean, I got this Notepad here with a whole bunch of stuff in it, lists of stuff to do, ideas. This is like the main thing that I try to work off of. I have a Word document. That one's more of like a descriptive, like this is how this works. Like me uh, give you an example here. So, for instance, I have an alchemy mod that I want to work on eventually, right? So, different like keywords of interest, right? Different general ideas, how stuff will generally work, right? Potential vanilla tools, gameplay loops, right? Like exploring the world, raw resources, alchemical experience, appraisal, skill, like all this stuff, bottle crafting and whatnot, right? And then there's a second gameplay loop. So this is more of like getting the ideas down and seeing if like what you even want to design is going to work. And I have a text document on my phone, so if I'm like out somewhere and I had a good idea, I'll just kind of jot it down in my and then I try to migrate those things into here. This is like yeah, things to look for. Look into particles from the foundry, trigger explosions, make transmutation fill the foundry. We did that, but I'm going to leave that on because I want the different versions of transmutation to be able to charge the foundry more a little better, right? Because right now everything's one, right? So bam, now that's one. But I got to figure out a mana to charge conversion. But yeah, that's basically what I do in the brain safe notepad plus plus for reminders. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, this is really this is for all the reminders. Gotta do more holiday hats too. Stuff to do. And I also want to make. I think this is going to be cool. There's a whole system that I want to put in. And I think I called it the insanity system. That's my elemental summoning here. Man, where was it? I think it was further up. Further up. No, it was further down. Beneath here. Here we go. Insanity. Right? So you could do things that well basically this is insanity in a nutshell. You can perform actions, right? Like craft forbidden things, use like a dark spell or some kind of spell, I don't know, like kill things. Either way though, like maybe as you drop it down with insanity and whatnot, it kind of accrues on you. And what you could do, it's like a temporal cost, right? That debt, that insanity debt is saved to you, and the more it stacks, the more negative effects you'll have. And maybe it's like maybe a stability drain or mana drain or yeah, but what I want to do is have it to where remember the Hero Brine mod? Remember where it's like you were stalked by something and you'd kind of look over and like it would be there for a split second and then it's gone. I want to add a mechanic like that as well, but I also want this to mean something. So I want to make my own trader that you could summon with rituals, and instead of using the rusty gears that you normally would, you would you would be able to spend your insanity debt, and maybe the more like insanity you have, the more deformed the merchant is, and at a certain point, it has a chance of trying to kill you. Right, so maybe you have to subdue it when you summon it, but it would be a specialized vendor for magic stuff, and and there'd be a risk versus reward, right? So for the fact that insanity is causing you negative effects, you'll be able to like save up, right, and then be able to buy something really 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 good. I think a system like that is very unique, and I think if done right could be really cool. Imagine summoning like some void beast, you know? I'm missing some chat here. To make a compatibility mod, we could just make a compatibility mod for wildcraft trees. No biggie. Yeah, yeah, do that. Do it in 70T. That's XML editing. To be fair, I've been busy with work and other games that have launched recently. Oh, nice. I'm not much of a modder in the first place. Oh, brother, I've been working 95 to 100-hour pay periods for the past 3 months. I've missed so many streams. You know what? Um, you are not alone there. I feel like a lot of days, I feel like I'm on the clock a lot. There are times when I work at night. Like this is one of those rare times where it's like, wow, I'm not like looking at something on the weekend, like nothing is down, like holiday weekend. I can do more I could do more things than like spend a couple, because you notice every time I live stream, I gotta like action roll the hell out of here. And I don't live stream that long, but yeah, sometimes it is indeed work related. I seem to do the same thing with my notes. Just recently started to use Trello as well. Thanks for sharing. I've tried to use Trello before. I looked at it and I'm like, if I'm working alone, then Trello doesn't make sense to use. Like if I was working with others on like a mod, then it would make sense, right? Because we may not be all in the same time, and I can write like something on the board of ideas or this, right? And we could all review it. But if it's just me, it's like, well, not like I'm performing something or looking at like giving ideas to like the shareholders, right, to show my worth or something. But yeah, you know, just tech stock, just the tech stuff works for me. It's an interesting idea. It makes me think about don't starve a bit. All right, everyone. I'm tired. It's 2 in the morning. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna be slugging it in the morning. I'm gonna be exhausted. Oh, thank God I have a breakfast sandwich waiting for me. Thank you. Let's see if anyone's on. Who's on? Me too. Up at 8. Oh, that's right. I was looking through the vintage story notes. I hope 1.21 gets better. All I'll say. Right now, seems like it sucks. Who do we got? Which? Quixote. All right. You know what? We're gonna send the raid over to Quixote. Awesome person. Ranch Simulator. All right, I can get behind that. Pop in some earbuds. Go brush my teeth and lay down in bed and you know put off going to sleep for a little bit. Man, my eyes are burning. Slash raid. Quixote. There we go. Oh, I'm hitting the hay. Anyone raiding? Have a good night. Yeah, sounds good to me. Time flies. Never enough time to do the things we want to do. Thanks for streaming. Great chatting. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for stopping by. I'll probably find time to stream tomorrow. I'm trying to get better at streaming on the weekends. Um, but yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We made some killer progress, right? The new transmutation spell. Come on, that's freaking sweet right there. That's awesome. Um, it feels good, feels right. The flow of the mod feels a lot better too. The way you're gonna be weaving through the stuff, the way you're gonna be acquiring, like all the important stuff and crafting things, like no more grid recipes really. It feels good. It feels like it's gonna speed things up. Love it. Love it. I'm really optimistic, and I'm really optimistic about creating the summoning system and actually having like combat pets and stuff. We are getting summon skeleton and summon elemental and summon treant, getting all of it. Summon wyvern. But all right, everyone, thank you. Have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to y'all. Well, have a wonderful night, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, adios. See you later. Bye.